Have you ever said your baby's name across a noisy room? Not loudly, not desperately, just softly, almost under your breath, and watched their head slowly turn toward you like a compass needle finding north, and felt something move in your chest that you could not quite name, because in that one small motion, your baby just told you something enormous, that somewhere inside that little mind, they already know who they are. Here is what makes that moment so astonishing. A baby cannot tell you their name. They cannot write it, spell it, or even fully understand what a name is yet. But research shows that by around 4 to 6 months of age, before they can sit up on their own, before they say a single word, babies are already beginning to recognize the specific sound of their own name and respond to it differently than they respond to any other word in the world. Scientists at the University of Amsterdam played a series of words to babies this age, some familiar, some not. And right in the middle, they played the baby's own name. And the brain activity changed. Something lit up. Something shifted. The brain said, wait, that one is mine. Now here is the first twist. And it is one of those things that sounds simple, but the more you think about it, the more profound it becomes. Your baby does not learn the name the way you might learn a new vocabulary word. They do not sit down and study it. They learn it the way water finds a path, through repetition, through emotion, through the specific way a name sounds when it comes from someone who loves you. Every time you said their name while feeding them, while changing them, while smiling at them from across the room, you were not just getting their attention. You were carving a groove in their brain, making that particular sequence of sounds the most familiar, most emotionally loaded sound in their entire world. Your voice, saying their name, became the very first piece of language their brain decided to claim as personal. And here is the second twist, the one that genuinely gives researchers pause. When babies begin recognizing their name, they are not just learning a sound. They are taking the very first step toward understanding that they are a separate person in the world. Before name recognition, a baby has no real concept of self and other. Everything is sensation, feeling, presence, and absence. But the moment a baby begins to understand that a specific sound refers to them specifically, not to the room, not to everyone, not to everything, something shifts in their developing sense of identity. The name becomes an anchor. It becomes the first word that points inward instead of outward. And from that anchor, slowly, over months and years, the full sense of a self will grow. It all starts with a sound. It all starts with their name. Picture this moment. You are sitting with your 5-month-old and someone else in the room is speaking, and the baby is watching them, distracted, looking around, and then you say their name. Just their name, nothing else, and their head swings toward you immediately. Not toward the noise, not toward the movement, toward that word, toward the sound that means them. That turn is not instinct, and it is not coincidence. That is a brain that has been quietly listening for weeks, building a map of the world through sound. And somewhere on that map, in the very center of it, there is a marker that says, "This is me. This is where I am." And the voice that says my name is the voice that helps me find myself. So the next time you call your baby's name and they turn to find you, know that you are witnessing something ancient and extraordinary. The very beginning of a human being discovering that they exist, that they have an identity, that they are someone worth calling to. You gave them that. Every time you said their name with love, you gave them the first and most important piece of who they will ever be. Subscribe to MindNest Babies for more mind secrets, because the science hiding inside your everyday moments with your baby is more beautiful than most people ever get to know.